Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Today I have a very special guest that I've been longing for a very long time to come to this platform. And she is very, very blessed. And I want her to introduce herself before we continue. You're welcome.
What a flattering, introduction. But I'm also happy to be here. I've been longing for this.
Yeah.
So my name is Coach Blessed Abby. I'm a transformational life coach, a certified life coach. I specialize more in mindset issues. Yeah, so I call myself a mind hacker. The way people hack, phones and laptops. I hack minds.
Why did you begin? What really inspired you to become a life coach?
Somebody did it for me. There's a time in my life when things weren't so good. For a long time in my life, I grew up as an average child. So I didn't believe in myself. I took too long to find out who I am. And somewhere along the line, things were going down the drain. I felt like my marriage was breaking. I didn't think I was a very good mother. I was stuck in a career that I knew I wanted to live, but I didn't know how. So at that breaking point of my life, I met a life coach.
Oh, by the way, you have a bachelor degree. So when did you realize that you were a mindset, you had that gift of being a coach? Because first of all, inafaa tujue mbona haukuingia kwa hiyo course direct?
After Form 4, when I did my Form 4, since I was a child, I always wanted to do psychology. I was attracted to this because to me, psychologists were people who read people's minds. So I would imagine I would just meet people, read their minds. So I was so attracted to that. But then after Form 4, the way a parent takes you to go and see a certain person to give you advice on which career path you should take. So when we went to this person, he told me, psychology is not so marketable. I think by then it was not as known as now. So it's not so marketable. You'll not get a job. The way we are brought up in Kenya, or maybe in many countries, we are told, be born, go to school, get a good job, get married. That's like the path that is known to many people. So he told me that you not get a good job. So I abandoned that. And then the education board, JAB in Kenya, gave me a course. They allocated me to do a bachelor's in agriculture. And I had never done agriculture even in high school, apart from the farming at home. So that's where I found myself. But as I was saying, for a long time, I didn't have, this person who would tell me this is how you navigate this path. So as I was in this career, I knew very well I didn't like it, but I didn't know how to live it. And remember, I have been told that this psychology thing will not bear fruits in my life.
It's not known.
Yes. So when now, as I was saying, when in my own life now, my life is going down the drain, things are not working as I want, I meet a life coach. And working with her.
You don't look like somebody whose life was been draining. Because I ever knew you to be a very happy lady.
Yeah, because I knew how to hide it. The other day I shared a video where I said I had low self-esteem, and somebody was asking me, "You low self-esteem?" And they were so shocked. But I just knew how to hide it, just like everybody does. People are happy out here. Posting, very fashionable stuff on social media, on Instagram, on TikTok. But then
amepiga kando ya Land Cruiser.
Yes. A story was said once of this lady who used to post on Instagram very fashionable clothes, a very high lifestyle. And so one day in an interview, she was asked, how is your life like? And she said, when I did that in the morning, I didn't even know where I was going to sleep. I had been evicted from my house, and I didn't have food. And people are shocked. How? But then the person that we see is a different person.
Oh, yeah.
So that was me, even though not on social media then. But I was this person I was even an advisor. You know, people used to come to me for advice, and of course we would form pity parties. I would talk to them at my level then.
At your level.
And really, I would help them. I really don't know how. I would help them. But then after working with the life coach and did the first program on healing, I did a different one. I realized I like this.
Oh, yeah.
I like what she does. I like the fruits of who I am now.
Peace.
Yes, I found the peace I was looking for. I found purpose, awareness. I became more self-aware. My mindset changed completely. And I knew this is what I want to do. You know, with that background of wanting to do agriculture and not really psychology, and then with my advising and advising people, I now realized if I do this, then I will have the professional bit of it. That I will not just do advising people from maybe my own views, but now I need to make this professional so that when I'm helping someone, I even have you know, I can really do it from a professional point of view. So that's how I became a life coach.
A life coach.
Yes.
You know, at this time, there are so many people who are suffering from depression, especially the young men.
Yes.
They're really suffering from depression. And I remember I was listening to a certain man who said that he was a surgeon and he had to quit surgeon, being a surgeon, in order to pursue keeping poultry and animals, because he said that he was not being happy with what he was doing. So he said that a lot of people, when they were dying, rich people, most of them were asked this question, what is your greatest regret in life? And they said that they were not living a life of fulfillment. So you have brought us to the point whereby we see that you can live and earn a lot of money, but you're not living a life of fulfillment.
That's so true.
So keep on going. So after meeting the life coach, ndo ukakuja ukagundua challenge yenye ulikuwa nayo.
So while working with this life coach, my life totally changed. You know, one time when my coach asked me, what exactly do you want? What are you looking for? I told her, I just want to be happy. And she asked me, what does being happy mean for you? You know, coaches work by asking questions. They trigger you to find that thing in you that is hidden. And I told her, I don't know. I think I forgot how to be happy. I don't know. I've just been smiling, but there have been plastic smiles. So, and you know, I'm there serving in church and helping people. I was even in the counseling team in church.
You are counseling people, but you are struggling.
So, as I continued working with her, you know, looking at my life, I realized what had been affecting me, the childhood baggage I had carried, you know, the issues with my mindset, my limiting beliefs and all that. So now getting to that level of self-awareness, I was able to break through and get to the other side where now I know what exactly I'm handling and I'm able to deal with it.
So were there any challenges, maybe physical challenges that you experienced when you are not fulfilling your purpose? Maybe some people, when they're depressed, they experience certain things. So you can tell us something about that maybe you were able to overcome.
One that comes to my mind, a remarkable one, is my struggle with unforgiveness. I Seriously, I thought I was a Christian, yes? And I used to say, mi huwa sieki vitu kwa roho, mi huwa mtu akinikosea ninazitoa.
Na hiyo wakati ulikuwa umeokoka?
Of course. So, I never knew that what I was doing, I was simply brushing things under the carpet. Where somebody hurts you, and then you keep it, and then when an opportunity arises, then you erupt. So now the people who would get hurt are people I love. People who are close to me. My husband, my children. I think those were the culprits. And sometimes my colleagues at work, because then I will show up at work without full energy. Now, you asked about physical. And one thing I had for a very long time was my struggle with acne.
Oh, acne.
I struggled with very bad acne. Now, I would go to the supermarket, when I'm paid that little salary, I go to the supermarket and I buy cleansers, toners I would look for, lemon, papaya, I don't know, everything that I would see, orange. And I had this full box of toners, cleansers, scrubs, all the herbs. I think I was almost becoming a herbalist. And you're laughing, but this is serious.
I'm trying to picture that.
Yeah, it's hard to see it now. But then when I'm working with my coach, and she's asking me, what do you want? I said, I want healing. And she asked, do you want to forgive? I said, no. And she asked, why? I said that if I forgive, the people who have hurt me will just walk over me. They will take advantage. I felt like I would be freeing them of the punishment that they deserve. So I didn't want to forgive. So as we talk, I told you we coaches work by asking questions. So she asked, do you think you would heal without forgiving? So I went quiet for a while, and I said, no, I don't think so. But then I couldn't forgive at that point. So it was an 8-week program. I think we took over 13 weeks. So at some point we did a challenge, a declutter challenge. And let me tell you, even more than the acne, I had sores on my body. I still have scars on my body of the sores. Very painful sores. Things would just appear and burst, under my feet. That time, I forgot to say I'm a mother. I have 4 children. So I was expecting my last born. And so at that time, I had just had this last child of mine, and I was nursing in that maternity leave period. And I couldn't even walk properly because I had terrible sores on my feet. So one time we are doing a challenge, a 30-day challenge, and 2 days we had a declutter challenge. So I remember it was on a Saturday and a Sunday. So on the Saturday, we did a physical declutter where you get things you don't need. You either give them out, burn them, just removing clutter from your life. And then the second day, we were doing a spiritual declutter. So my physical declutter extended into my spiritual. So as I'm sitting there emptying things I didn't want and organizing my wardrobe, I just sat there and wondered, just like I'm getting these things out, why can't I let go of this pain I've been holding on to, waiting for somebody to come apologize, waiting for explanations? That was me. I wanted explanations. And at that point, I think God just took that burden away. I felt like something was seated on my shoulders, and it just went.
Yani kilod tu kimetoka.
Yeah, it's like kilianguka tu. So I remember I took my phone, I texted my coach and said, finally, I have let go.
Wow.
And I remember she told me I have shed tears of joy because, hey, you are looking like a hard rock. I was wondering how will someone ever penetrate that rock. And let me tell you, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
After that, the sores disappeared, the acne disappeared.
Wow.
My husband can tell you the acne was actually causing, elevating the low self-esteem, because now you're in your 30s, you have acne, you're wondering, what is your problem? But it just went. So one thing I know is that every physical challenge we have, mostly it will have roots in our emotional and our mental well-being.
So you want to mean, by the way, viewers, acne, if you don't know acne, they are pimples. Ni pimples, zile vitu zinafuranga kwa uso. So you want to mean that pimples can be a sign of depression, mental problem, a sign of somebody being affected emotionally, mentally, because a lot of people are using these drugs, but nothing is happening to them. So you are able to overcome them in less than 2 weeks. They were dry.
Yeah, they were gone.
Wow.
You see, what happens is that the processes. What happens is that we all think. And what happens is that our thoughts affect our emotions. And then our emotions will affect our actions. So we are all emotionally driven. Everything we do, somehow it points to a certain emotion. When you wake up and dress as smart as this, it's because you want to feel something. It's only that sometimes we are not aware. And sometimes we take too long to activate that thing that will give us that ultimate emotion or feeling that we are looking for. So when you keep entertaining, depressive thoughts, damaging thoughts, you can control your thoughts at the thought level. But the moment they touch your emotions, they have gone to another level. It becomes so hard. I don't know if you have experienced that when you have a depressing thought, and then when you go to bed thinking that I sleep, I'll wake up happy tomorrow, you wake up feeling, you feel like your heart has gone,
low,
some inches lower. You feel so low, you feel so disturbed. So it's only, it's such an important thing to control our thoughts. Because what happens is our thoughts will then produce, the moment we are thinking a negative thing, your brain communicates to the cells in your body. And they communicate negativity. They communicate that we are not happy, something is wrong. I heard somebody say that most of the time where we feel like we want to die. And so the brain tells the cells in the body, this person wants to die. Let's help them to die. So that's when your head will start aching, your leg will start aching. It all starts from the thoughts. The only problem is that at one moment we want to die, at one moment we want to live. So we have confused bodies. Your body doesn't know what you want exactly. So it takes a lot of training and intentionality to direct your mind towards a positive direction. And once you do that consistently, your brain picks that as a pattern. So I think now I changed from that person who had developed a pattern of negative thinking to a person who would always want to find the positive thing. I call it looking for the silver in the mud. Yani hata unijazie matope hapa, mimi natafuta what is good in this mud. What good can I find here? And so that one good thing, I pick it and it causes me to smile. And that helps me.
Somebody said every disease originates from the mind.
Yes.
And I remember somebody said that there is power in what we talk and what we imagine.
Yes.
Everything that you imagine has power.
Yes.
And there are people who take this like a joke. They think this is just fiction, like a myth. You know, is there anything related to the mind causing a disease to affect our body? And can healing originate from the mind?
Now, you mentioned imagination. Let me start from there.
Yeah.
Everything on earth, every invention on earth started with imagination. For us to have electricity, somebody imagined that can we have light? You know, maybe they looked at the sun and the stars and they just wondered, how can we do this? Because really looking at power, you wonder, how exactly did this person do this? So positive things came from imagination.
Imagination,
That came from your mind. The same thing comes, negative things, negativity will also just flow from imagination. Now, as human beings, we are co-creators with God. And we create. In our minds, we are always creating. So I heard one person say that maybe you wake up on Monday and you feel cold. And then immediately you start thinking, now I will sneeze. The next thing, I will have a fever. And then on Tuesday, and maybe that was Monday, on Tuesday, I will go to work with a flu. On Wednesday, I will have a very bad running nose. On Thursday, I won't even be going to work. So you're already imagining. On Monday, you're already creating yourself not going to work on Thursday. And most of the time, it happens. Now, let me tell you one remarkable one that I had. There's this speaker who is known as Teresa Bell. She said that there was somebody who did a research. And they were told to write what they want to happen in the following year at the end of the year. And so they were to write in an envelope, close the envelopes, and never open them until the following year. Now, when they came to open, one person had seen that they follow horoscopes. So their horoscope had read that they will lose their marriage and lose their jobs. And when they opened the envelope, that had happened.
It had happened.
Yes. One person was not present to open the envelope. The person was dead. Guess what he wrote? That in my family, people don't make it past 60. So I'm expecting to die. And he died. So, you see, it's so serious that what you think, what you imagine will happen. Because your mind is a creator. So it's very important to be careful. What are you creating in your mind? You can create healing or create sickness. Now, remember I said that the moment we have a thought or an imagination, it's chemistry. It sends signals to our body and instructs our cells on what to do. So if I'm thinking positively, the brain is sending signals, we have to do something to heal. And so your body will work towards its healing. But if you're sending negative signals of, now say a doctor has told you you have 2 months to live, and then you imagine yourself dead,
you are dead.
You will surely die. So it's all about our minds. So our minds are so important.
Negative thoughts like unforgiveness can even cause people to develop sicknesses.
Yes, because it's all the chemistry. Everything that is being sent to your system.
But you know one thing, it is so hard to train our mind. Imagine somebody has your debt and has refused to pay you. Huyo jamaa si lazima nikutane na yeye. How can I forgive such a person? You know, it is so hard. By the way, it is very difficult to forgive somebody who has offended you, to create a positive pattern in your mind, something that has been affecting you for a very long time. And there are so many people who have tried, but they seem to be failing to develop positive thoughts in their mind.
So, you know, one wise man that lived on earth is Jesus. And Jesus said, bless your enemies. Bless those who persecute you. And that verse, I had read it for a very long time, but practicing it was an issue. I actually thought I practiced it. Now, during my coaching, my coach told me, I want you to send a blessing every morning to the people who you feel have offended you. So I would wake up and say, I bless so-and-so, I send them love, I wish them well. I bless so-and-so. And that time, I feel like it's choking me because I don't even mean what I'm saying. It's hard. It's difficult. And I remember recently speaking to some ladies in an event, and I'm sharing that, and they're asking me, how? How do I bless that kind of person? Of course, I don't know who they are talking about, but they left with a question mark that you seem to be talking about things that are not applicable on earth. But they are, because it worked for me. And so these are words that came from Jesus, and everything you see, he said, when we follow it, even if it looks foolish, it comes true. So the person struggling with people who have taken your debt and all that, one thing I have learned is, life is a cycle. Every person who comes in your life is like a teacher in your life. So this person who has your debt and is refusing to pay might just be teaching you patience.
Imagine a debt of 300,000 and you're telling me to forgive that person.
Yes, but then at the end of the day, what is your ultimate source? It's not this person. For me personally, I don't believe in loss. I believe that when I give out something, it rotates around the world and comes back to me. So, and I also believe in the law of attraction, that when I believe something will come to me, it does. Because somebody might owe me, say, 300,000, as you're saying, but if I believe in the blessings, God, or for those who believe in the universe, sending the right connections and the right sources to you, you somehow let go, and that money comes back to you. So for me, I would tell them, sometimes let's imagine that even that person is dead. They will never come to pay you, but God himself has a way of paying you back. So your duty is to let go. Your duty is to forgive. Your duty is to believe that I hear Japanese say, when they send out money, there's one Japanese who was saying, you tell money, money, go. I send you to the world, go bless the world and come back with your friends. So somehow it's a rotation. It goes and comes back to you. So it's the belief that you have in you will either attract it back to you or send it away.
So you want to say that even believing can attract even financial favors?
Yes.
Believing.
Yes.
Opportunities and financial favors.
Yeah, because it's all about energy also. When you are mad at this other person, where is your energy going? Your energy is going to anger. Your energy is going to self-defeating things. So why not spend this energy thinking about something positive? And you said it's hard. Yes, I agree with you. It's not easy. It was not easy for me. But the brain understands one thing, the language of consistency. When I kept blessing these people, at first it was very, very hard. But eventually, I think your brain gets into a point where, your brain is made to protect you. Protect you from danger, protect you from something new. If today you go to the gym and your brain sees that as a threat, your brain will send messages all over your body. We are in danger. Let's refuse it. And so your muscles will all refuse to go to the gym tomorrow. But if you keep going and keep going, the same brain will get used to the new pattern, and you won't want to stop, whether it's painful or not. So for this person who is struggling and saying it's difficult, just begin. Be consistent with a new pattern. Then your brain will take it as normal. And eventually you'll be able to forgive, because at the end of the day, forgiveness is, you know, a gift you give to yourself, not to the other person. If you're like me, who thought if I forgive, the other person will go free, that's a lie. Oprah Winfrey says, refusing to forgive is hoping that the past would have been different. You know, that wish. But then the past is already gone. What do you do about it? It's letting it go is setting yourself free. And it brings so much joy.
There are so many people that I know that you're coaching and you are helping them. What are some of the testimonies that you can give to people that maybe you encountered somebody who was going through a very tragic experience, but was able to overcome? Because I know there must be somebody, a lot of people who have been able to overcome. Let me first say that if there's something that gives me joy, is to see transformation in a person. And one of my most enjoyable times is a coaching session. You know, when I'm talking to somebody, I leave that place and I feel so fulfilled. So I really love what I do. And let me just share the most recent one of this client of mine who comes to for coaching. And we are talking, that is in December last year. And she tells me, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm not happy. Everything in my life is a mess. And so we talk for about 2 hours on phone. And somehow I win her over to the other side of seeing that there is possibility. You know, coaching is more of showing people possibilities that exist beyond where they are at the moment. Because when you're facing a certain challenge, all you see is that radius. You know, is it a radius or circumference where you are? You don't get to see beyond that. So I managed to convince her that there's a possibility for your life getting better. And so she comes to my coaching sessions and I'm talking to her and I tell her, you know, about forgiveness, about blessing your enemies and all that. And she looks at me like, you know, what people say, like I'm speaking Greek. It's not connecting. And I'm also wondering, God, am I really going to be able to help this lady? So we have worked with her. It was supposed to be a 10-week journey, but because of different circumstances, it took about 5 months. So recently, she completed. And when she's completing, she's so happy and tells me, I never knew I could experience this kind of freedom, this kind of joy. My family is so much at peace. My children are happy. My husband, in our final session, her spouse bought her flowers. They celebrated as if we were doing a graduation. I was even amazed, you know. And then she was not even willing to pay at the beginning because one, she said she had no money. And you know, that also has a lot to do with the money coding, the money mindset. So we tackled that in our coaching sessions. And then right now, actually running an offer courtesy of her because she told me this thing has transformed my life. And so I want to sponsor 2 more ladies. 2 more ladies,
She asked me, have you encountered people who want to do this, but they have financial issues? I want to reach out to them. And you know, she told me, once you get these clients, tell me, I'm going to pay.
She is going to
yes,
pay. Yeah.
she's going to pay. She paid like 25% of what they should pay, and then they come in and pay. So that's like 50% of the total cost. And that tells you that's a person who has changed.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I meet a person who is sick, and they are not able to overcome, they are not healing, and they get free. You know, you meet a person whose marriage is breaking, and they are set free. Young people who don't believe in themselves, and they get free. And those are the things that really make me want to do this again and again. So I really enjoy this, and there are many testimonials that I come across, and I believe there will be many more to come. Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. Because of time, this conversation has been so blessing. A big blessing. And I wish we could continue, but we will get another session and proceed. We have a lot to talk. And you've taught me today that you can overcome sicknesses, poverty, financial crisis, relationship problems through a change in the mindset.
Yes.
So I'm so glad. And anybody that is listening to me, I've been with Coach Blessed Abby, and you can contact her. There is a link of her YouTube channel in the description, in the comment section. Kindly click that link, subscribe to her YouTube channel, and you can contact her. She's going to help you. God bless you so much. And also subscribe to this channel. Look at that red button. We are almost hitting 1 million subscribers. God bless you. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate.
Amen.